Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Maryam, it's your first time here. So today I'm back with another video, and today's topic is 20 things I do not buy and why. Not too long ago in the recent past, I did a video about like things I'm not buying in 2025, 10 things I'm not buying. And I decided to expand on that list on things that I've either like bought in the past and like I regretted it, so like moving forward I wouldn't be making that purchase again, or things that even just doing like a mere examination of the item I decided that this won't be beneficial to me. So let's chat about it. The first thing is shaving cream. For some reason, when I was in secondary school, everybody around me was shaving their legs. I barely had any hair on my legs, but I decided that I want to be a shaver as well. So of course, on my shopping list every time, I went to boarding school by the way, so of course on my shopping list every time I would have shaving cream on it. But then one time, I believe it was my second year of university, I ran out of shaving cream like mid-shower. So what I just did was I just used my soap, and I realized it worked just as well. So I was like, I just stopped purchasing it, and since then I've just kind of like, I've never looked back. And sometimes when I'm feeling fancy, maybe I'll use my hair conditioner or something, but besides that, it's shaving, it's like pure soap or conditioner. Vaginal washes and wipes. Back in secondary school, I have no idea what was going on in that time of my life, but I would always buy this. And up until like my cousin told me, she was like, you actually don't need this. Like your hoo-ha is like self-regulating, it's pH regulating, and this actually disrupts it. But so like instead of doing it good, like it actually does it more harm. So that was when I decided that I was just going to stop and just I don't need it to smell like a vanilla scented candle. Subscription boxes. So this goes for makeup subscription boxes, skincare subscription boxes, and food subscription boxes. So like Ipsy for makeup, Ipsy, BoxyCharm, stuff like that. I just find that the money that I spend on getting this, that I would spend, so this is not something I've ever purchased, but I would spend on getting this random boxes where I don't know the content. I might as well just take that money and buy that one item that I know that I'm going to actually use, that I need, and then I will purchase that, instead of just taking a gamble and just maybe finding one thing that I might like, but it comes in such a small quantity that even if I like it, I'll have to like go and buy more of it. And it also like, I'm also a very big believer in like, when you found something that works for you, just use that. So instead of like taking this gamble of like, I want to explore everything going on in the skincare market or everything going on in the makeup market by way of getting these subscription boxes, I'd rather just find what I like and what works for my skin and the kind of makeup products I like to use and purchase that, as opposed to like just shelling out $30 every month to get like a random assortment of things that I may or may not need. The same thing applies for like the home meal kit delivery thing. Like it offers convenience, but at such a high price, that and such small tiny quantities. Like in my mailbox, I keep getting this like things for HelloFresh, and there's another one, and I'm like, I don't need these coupons, because that's kind of like a way of trying to like reel you in. And I just find that if I want to feel fancy, I usually eat the same things. But if I want to feel fancy, I could easily just go to Pinterest, find a nice recipe with like ingredients I already have in my home and cook that instead, as opposed to like getting this like, because the whole appeal is like it's a chef's recipe and they've given you the exact quantities that you want. But I'm like, if I'm not filled up by what you've given me and I've paid this like exorbitant price for it, like what's the benefit? It's just the cost, the convenience it gives me, it's not worth the cost of it for me. I've never purchased it, I never will. Age-defined skincare products. I don't know what is wrong with ads these days, that the moment you turn like 25 or something, they have all our data, and the moment you turn like 25 or something, they started sending me a lot of like this, look ageless, like no wrinkles, no this, no that. Like I'm like, your face have lines, it's what face does, like your face moves, it has lines. Like what is wrong with being able to express my face or embracing age? And it's not like I don't believe that you should take care of your skin. I absolutely do. Like drink water, like use skincare that like works for you and stuff like that. But then these age-defined products are not products that actually work. They're gimmicky products that like are targeted to like, so they're marketed to you to target like insecurities of like, you have smile lines, or your forehead kind of like furrows when you raise your brows, or like for me it's like right here, if I do this, like this is kind of where it makes an impression. But it targets rather insecurities, and it kind of wants to extract money from that. And that is kind of like, I find that a bit like iffy, so I want no part in that, and I'll just take care of my skin and not be susceptible to that. Another part of this is like something called preventative Botox. I know someone where she has no lines, not, I mean, besides the normal movement of face lines and stuff like that, but then there's this, I honestly, I do believe this to be a lie, of like you can prevent lines in your face if you just like stick a bunch of things in your face now. And I'm just like, now they even want to get to you before you even show any of the signs, not even after now. And I just find that a bit not for me. Next thing is waxing products. I find this to just be incredibly painful. I used to do this for my brows, but now I'm like, I have bushy brows. I love it, and I'm going to embrace it. I also used to do it for like my other intimate areas, and I'm just like, it's so painful. It's so painful. I would take a razor and shave. That would, with my soap or my conditioner, that would be enough for me. Underwire bras. I'm not the most endowed over here, and so I just realized that wearing like underwire bras, it's not a one size fits all. I don't think it's supposed to be for everybody. I believe that if you need the support, that's who it's supposed to be for. But like growing up, it's just like kind of like, it's like the rite of passage. You go from like a training bra to like the bra, and I was so excited when I got like my first underwire bra. But like now I'm just like, it's so incredibly inconvenient, and I'm like, the best part of it is that I don't need it. I don't need the support. So like, I'm just going to do away with it. The next thing is a blow dryer. In case you can't tell, my hair isn't naturally straight. I straighten it. And so I'm just, in my head, I'm like, the math works. If I, instead of I don't want to double the heat I use, like I blow dry my hair and I straighten my hair. So instead I just air dry my hair, and then I straighten it, because I'm like, it's already a lot of heat I use to like straighten the hair. I don't want to add the blow drying. I don't know if it makes a difference, like in terms of like the damage that heat does, like whether double the damage or once the damage, but it makes sense in my head, so I roll with it. Specialty cleaning products. So I'm talking about like the spray that's meant for your granite countertops, or that it's meant for this like specific like clean your stainless steel kind of thing. I found that baking powder and vinegar goes a long way, and those are like way cheaper than all of those specialty products. And plus, like, I'm not the most crunchy of them all, but like there's something to be said of like all the chemicals that you're constantly spraying. Not only like, God forbid, like a food item lands like bare on one of those counters, like what are you ingesting into your body? Even when you spray it, like what are you inhaling and stuff like that. So baking soda is like as clean as it comes, and so is vinegar. Gum. Till now, I still love gum, but it's one of those like conscious habits I had to, conscious like withdrawals I had to put, like, how much money am I spending on gum? Why do I chew so much gum? And it's almost like this, I want something for my jaw to be doing. I like that it makes me, like, I can have like a fresher breath within a whim. But I just found that, like, I don't know, I don't need it. And I haven't bought it in maybe 3-4 months, and I'm like, I'm good. I just brush more frequently, and that seems to work out well. It also doesn't help that I suffer from migraines, and so like chewing sometimes it tends to aggravate it. So I've just decided that it's the cost benefit analysis, it's not worth it for me. So it costs more than it benefits me, so I scrap that out of my life. Heels. I have one pair of heels at the moment, and it was a friend that gifted it to me. I've just found that I like to dress well and I like to dress sharply, but I've just found that I'm more comfortable in like flat shoes. The one other heel I have, it was like platform heels, and I just recently decluttered that. If I have like a more special event, I went to like a wedding in Vancouver last year, and then the dress I was wearing, one of my coworkers was like, oh, like I have the perfect pair of heels for that. And she's like her shoe size is like slightly below mine, but I could make it work. So like I can rely on friends for like the once in a while occasion time that I actually need heels, to use those heels instead of just like buying heels that I barely wear and just storing it for a whole year to wear it once. Like, I just don't find that is the best use of my money or the best use of the space in my home. So if you're enjoying the video so far, it would really help me out and help my channel out if you would subscribe, and if you like this video and you comment, YouTube, it just shows YouTube that you're really enjoying the content, and they push it out to more people. And of course, this is at no charge to you, so I'll just be very appreciative. So let's get back into the video. Gym memberships. I do love to work out. I love to weight train. And I've been so fortunate that the last few apartments that I've been in, I've actually had gyms in them that for the most part, while they're not all, the one I had in Vancouver was like all encompassing. Anything you could possibly want to do, at least I could possibly want to do, the gym had. But the previous one was like a bit limited. It didn't have a whole lot. It was kind of smaller space, but it still worked and I could still use the facility. The current building I'm in doesn't have any gym, but I've been thinking like, what can I do instead? So I've just incorporated some things into my life that gives me that form of exercise that I'm craving. I don't like cardio a whole lot, but I know that I need it. So I do like take walks, which I do enjoy. But outside of that, like when I'm going down to work, when I'm going to work in the morning, I usually take the stairs instead of like using the lift. When I'm coming back from work, back home, instead of using the lift to go down, I just use the stairs. Like it's a long way down, but it's like a nice time to kind of, I'm walking out my thigh. I don't know the gym name for it, but like, and I also tried to, YouTube videos have been great that way, so amazing that I put in a YouTube video. I'm trying to remember the name of this YouTuber, but I really like her. I have a yoga mat and I also have like dumbbells at home and I just do the workout I have there. I've just found that gym memberships, they've become very expensive. Even when like beginning of this year, I was like, maybe because this building doesn't have a gym membership, a gym here, maybe I should get one. But I just saw that, I'm like, I'll have to move things around in my budget. And I was like, I'm trying to keep my cost as low as possible. Like, what can I do instead of? Cards. So this goes for birthday cards, thank you cards. I feel like if I give you a gift, the gift in itself, like, it says everything. Maybe the gift is so thoughtful, you know, that I was thinking of you, or I listened to you when you mentioned this in passing that you needed something and I gift you with that. Or it's like something that is so timely or just so needed. Like I feel like the gift with like even a heartfelt handwritten notes, like it sends the message across, that I've just not found a need where I want to give you a card that says something and like that. Like it doesn't cost a whole lot. I just think it's an unnecessary addition. Like I could be like, I'm sure you probably disagree with me on this, but I've just found, and when I've been giving cards, eventually I do discard of them. Like I keep them for like a certain period of time, but after a while I discard of them. That I just find it's not a necessary complement to whatever gift you give somebody. Unless there's money in it, then that's the difference. Paper towels. I ditched paper towels in, I want to say 2022, and I haven't looked back. I have this microfiber cloths and they work perfect for me. I use them to wipe off everywhere and it's been great and I'm not going back. Manicures and pedicures. Like today I just have like clear nail polish on my nails, but usually it's like a clear nail polish, it's like nude for my skin, or it's a black nail polish. That's kind of like my realm of what I do to my nails. For my toenails, I just kind of like, I make sure they're clean. I clean the cuticles. I've just found it's very expensive and it's not a process. I don't like sitting down for it. I find this like, when you're like scraping your cuticles, I find them quite painful. It's not a relaxing experience for me. And then it now happens to be so expensive. So I'm like, yeah, this is something I could probably do without. Fabric softener dryer sheet. This wasn't something I ever used to use, but all of a sudden, like people keep marketing stuff to you and you're like, maybe I need this. But I'm like, the detergent I use for my clothes, it already softened the clothes. Or maybe there's also this other one that's supposed to give your clothes a nice smell. But I'm like, my clothes already, like the detergent I use already gives that nice smell. Like, why do I need to add something extra to it? Even the dryer sheets. The dryer sheet is also, I just find it very unnecessary. I know some people really, I don't just see a huge difference that I'm like, the cost to the benefit it gives me, I don't see why I need it. So I just stop purchasing it. Like I'm like, if my clothes has some static, once I bring it out of the dryer, the static eventually goes. Like it's just for a moment, it's not forever. I don't know if there's any other benefits with a dryer sheet, none that I've noticed anyway, so it's not for me. Name brand purses and bags. Bags to me are just very functional piece of like my clothing. Like it's not really supposed to be a statement maker. It's not supposed to be, if anything, I kind of wanted to blend into my outfit. It's not something that I really want to stand out. It's just it transports myself from one location to another, full stop. Bedding of any kind. So this goes for like sport bedding, race bedding, lottery, especially lottery. Wealth is a journey. Wealth is not an event of like one day I win $20 million and I'm made, but like slowly and steadily I'm building that pond. Slowly and steadily I'm adding little by little up until it's a lot. And that's the way I approach it. And I work so hard for my money that I don't want to ever deliberately just throw my money down the well. I also don't watch a lot of sports except it's like World Cup, Olympics or something, and even then I just won't bet. I think it just all comes back down to my money is so hard worn and hard like fought for that I just refuse to throw it down the drain. Alcohol. So this is a personal decision. It's not because I am a Christian, but drinking is not a sin. Getting drunk is a sin. I've just found that, so I stopped drinking in 2021. I've just found that I don't handle alcohol very well, and instead of gambling in my head of like, am I drunk, am I tipsy, I'm just like the whole rigmarole of like just going through all the going through the motions, like I rather just abstain from it. I also found that I don't enjoy the taste of alcohol, so like what is the benefit of it to me? Like I just don't find any benefit, and I just quit, and I don't regret it, and I haven't looked back. Plus, alcohol is expensive. Even if you just buy it from your, like buy it to your home, it's expensive. If you buy it when you're out, like at a restaurant or something, it's doubly expensive. So I'm happy to save on that. Bulk purchases. I know this is very person dependent, just because depending on the size of your family, bulk purchases can really be beneficial, especially like the per unit cost. I used to have a Costco membership that I did let expire just because I found bulk purchases for me. I live in an apartment. I don't have a ton of storage to store these things. And when I start thinking about the per unit, and I start thinking about the cost of storing it in my house as opposed to like just buy something smaller, I just say that it doesn't benefit me. I don't use it as often. And I also find that when you have something in excess, it's easy for you to just like not intentionally waste it, but if you had something that was little, like if you over scroll, like let's say a tissue roll or something, and you take way more than you need, you're like, oh, like I have limited supply of this. Like the bulk is limited, but you get what I mean. And you can just kind of roll it back. But sometimes it's like this subconscious thing in my head where I'm like, there's more where that came from. And I don't like that kind of mentality. And this is something I'll probably revisit when I have a bigger family and I'm catering to more people than just one person. That'll be like a bulk purchase makes a whole lot more sense for me in that case. But for now, Costco is not for me. This is not really something I don't buy. It's more of something I don't do. So late fees of any kind, whether my bills, I pay my bills on time, because late fees like a fee that you didn't have to incur, but maybe because of like laziness, forgetfulness, you're not really on top of your bills or something, you pay that, and that is just not a cost that it's minute, but if it becomes a habit of you, like you keep doing it, like it begins to pile up, especially when you spread it out across like multiple bills. Like you're not paying your hydro on time, or you're not paying your water on time, or your internet bill on time, or your phone bill, like whatever it is, you see how it can easily add up. Another side of this would also be like interest fee charges. So for instance, your credit card, you don't pay your credit card balance statement on time. They charge you money for that. And the way I have a credit card, and the way I use my credit card is that the moment I make a purchase, I never make a purchase that I cannot pay in cash. So if I make a purchase on my credit card, I immediately take that from my debit account to my credit account, and that is done. Like I don't ever make a future purchase where I'm like, oh, I'll cover that with my credit. If I can afford it, I can afford it regardless of whether I have a credit card or not. Anyway, that's my list of 20 things that I do not buy, because I am a minimalist, because I'm also a very frugal person, and I'm trying to save money for big goals that I have in my life. So let me know, what are the things that you absolutely refuse to buy? Maybe I should add to my list and expand this list, and I would love to learn from you. Maybe there's something I'm buying, I'm like, I could do without this. But thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate it, and until next time, have a wonderful day.